Hey everyone, this is a review on the Hilton Mar Caribe in Cancun, Mexico. Now, the drive up here was a little bit weird because it is on the beach. You had to go in, but it was like through sort of like an alley, I want to say. In most other hotels I've seen in Cancun, they kind of own all the property in front of it. So that was kind of weird. And the drive up, like to where you get dropped off, and that area is not at all impressive. I really like it when hotels have like a first impression that's really nice. So here I got dropped off. There's just like a small little area where they take your luggage, and then this is the stairs up to the lobby. Now, the lobby itself also is not too impressive as well. I would say this is probably a solid 3.5-star hotel, maybe even a 4 in some areas. But definitely nothing grand about it. So if you're looking for luxury, this is not a luxury hotel. So this is the lobby and check-in. There's also like a lounge and bar area as well. So this is for the regular check-in on this side. I booked an Enclave, which is an upgrade. It's like a beachfront room. And with that upgrade, you get a special check-in, I want to say. But the thing about that is that it took quite a while to be checked in. So you walk down the hall. They have this area called Enclave. It has a little lounge, which also is only available to Enclave folks, like during the day if you wanted to go in there and get snacks and drinks and stuff like that. But when I got brought here, it took about 35 minutes to have somebody call me back and finally check in. Sure, I had this lounge. It's very small, has a bar, and it has some snacks here, some like cheese and meats and some pastries. So at least I got to do that while I wait, but it just waiting 35 minutes to be checked in was quite a while for me. This here is where you go and make dinner reservations. It's just like in this little hallway, which was really weird. If you have Enclave, you can actually book your reservations for dinner for your entire stay, which is a nice feature for me that I didn't have to get up every day and try and go down here and make a reservation. But I just thought it was like a really weird area. This is just the hallway down to walk to our room. And again, I had a beachfront room. You have the option of balcony or terrace. I got the terrace, and I have some video on here why. This is a 2 queen. The rooms were a little bit small on the smaller side, but they were pretty nice, I would say. You had the separate toilet and the separate shower, and they had like little niches inside so that you could put stuff on top inside if you wanted to, like maybe your phone if you wanted to put it in there. In the shower, they had body wash, shampoo, and conditioner. I always bring my own conditioner though, because I feel like hotel conditioners just don't do the job for my hair. But it was a very nice, spacious shower, which I really liked as well. And then 2 sinks, which is nice because there was 3 of us in the room, and I just feel like one sink is hard to do if you have more than 2 people in the room. And then of course, it came with like a little dental kit, a comb, some, you know, uh, Q-tips and some face pads, things like that. It actually also came with mouthwash, and then there is body lotion and hand wash as well. The bathroom also had a very big tub. I will say the tub was a little dirty. So that was kind of, again, I just feel like if it's something you can see, you should try your best to clean it. We just had to rinse it out. There are 2 robes and some room slippers. Because there was 3 of us, they actually came up and brought us an extra pair of slippers and a robe, so that was great. Some extra pillows and blankets, an ironing board. My ironing board was broken though, so again, like check those things. Did come with a fridge that actually also had a freezer in it, which is interesting. And then of course a safe, and then a little coffee maker as well. Of course, because it's all inclusive, you get stocked with water, some pops, some alcohol, and then like I think they had Lay's chips in there as well. So again, this is the room. It was pretty nice. I would say it's a little bit on the smaller sides. The beds were comfortable. There were lots of outlets, which is also nice. Although there was only one outlet by the bed in the middle and only that one table. Again, so this is the balcony, and if you see there on the right, that's the smaller balconies that you can book, which basically is so tight, like you can't even fit a chair out there. So I just think if you're going to book this room, upgrade to the large balcony, or I think it's called the terrace, because on that smaller balcony, you're just standing and that's it. Now, the seaweed was pretty bad when we went. This was August of 2025. And here again, this is the bench in my room. It was so dirty, like clean it. That bench also was a nice touch because it had a table in front of it if we wanted to eat or work or sit or whatever. It's just a view of the property. This is the sun deck. These little jacuzzi pools are supposed to be adults only, although sometimes I saw some kids in there, so it's not really enforced, but it does overlook the ocean, which is nice. I don't know if it was the time of year that I went, but there were plenty of chairs all the time. Even if I went down like at 8:30, 9 o'clock to go down there was chairs available. Now, was the chairs that I wanted available? Maybe not, but there were chairs available by the pool. This is the little snack bar by the pool as well. Not that great. The food there is like pizza, some other food that's just sitting out. I did get the pizza there just because they cook it, and so I felt fine. No gloves though, so it's kind of hard to watch them like stick your toppings on top of your pizza. And then behind that is the pool bar as well. So there's this pool here, which was, I guess, the main pool, a little bit on like the narrow side. And then on the other side is the main pool where a lot of the activities would be. And then on the left side was a little water park for the kids. And I think there might have been also another smaller pool over there as well. So, yeah, the activities were great. They tried their best to do activities all day long, and of course the staff was trying to get people to participate. They had like this board yoga in the morning, and then they had this like aerobic yoga, and then some other games, again, all day long, volleyball, all that stuff. So if you're looking for a place that's doing a lot of activities all day, they definitely do a good job of doing that here at this hotel. Here is a view from what's called the Chala Sky Lounge, I think it's called. It's above the buffet, and it's only available to the Enclave members. You can get lunch here. They do some of the night activities up here for everybody, of course, but it was a nice place to eat for lunch. I don't know if they enforced who got to eat up there, if I'm being honest. They have little pools up there and cabanas. The cabanas up here are free, but like you're at these little pools where I saw families go up there and like take over the entire pool. And so I didn't think it was a great place to like hang out all day, but definitely had some good snacks for lunch. So this here again is the downstairs where the kids pool is. There are cabanas, so you'll see a cabana there. They're for rent. I just didn't think they were really worth it. This is the beach. Now, the thing about this hotel is that you have to go down like 4 flights of stairs to get to the beach or take the elevator, which wasn't convenient. I probably would never stay here again just for that reason, because I want to be able to just walk to the beach from the property or from the main pool, or would want to see the beach from the main pool. The beach itself, though, there was lots of chairs, lots of places to sit, and there was a lifeguard on duty. I did see that, and I think that there was even a snack bar and then some cabanas as well. But you'll see here you have to walk down all of that to get down to the pool. So yeah, I mean, they even have an enclave area here on the right side if you're facing the hotel, and you don't have to rent. I don't think you have to rent those cabanas. You only have to rent the cabanas that are up in the pool area, which start about at $120. You get like some snacks and some drinks. I just thought they were small and they weren't that great. I've stayed at other hotels where they were much cheaper, much bigger. They didn't give you food or anything, but you're at an all-inclusive. You can get food and drinks for free anyway. So I didn't see any value in it. This last night where we were on the sun deck, I know that the hotel can't control cockroaches, but there were like 5 humongous cockroaches on this deck. I've never seen that in any of the hotels I've ever stayed at in Cancun, so I thought that was weird. This is the buffet. The buffet was open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Um, so I did like that. The last hotel I stayed at, they didn't have dinner option, but I will say dinner here is only like they don't change themes. It's one theme. This is the lunch buffet. I have this first because I arrived during lunch. The buffet is on the smaller end, I want to say. They don't have like a huge amount of options, but they were okay. Um, they did have like for lunch pizza, pasta to make. Um, of course, they had like pastries and they had some ceviche, which was yummy. And then like, breads and things like that. The service here is pretty good as well. I will say though, when they get really busy, the service kind of degrades, but that's expected. Dessert section, super small. I mean, they had ice cream and a few cakes and some cookies, and that was about it. So again, it is definitely on the smaller side, I want to say. And this, I think lunch was like 11 to 5. And this, there's a 24-hour cafe, and then the Chala bar, which is only available to Enclave, I think are the only lunch options. I don't know if there was another one, if I'm being honest. I was there for a very short time, so I didn't get to experience all the places to eat. Oh, they also did made to order tacos, which is obviously always yummy. And for lunch, I think they had burgers as well. That they had a station for that you could make burgers. So this is the pasta station here, and the burger station was before that. The seating's nice as well. Now again, this hotel, like this is the chair at the buffet. Like if it's that dirty, I think you should be replacing those chairs or trying to clean it. I think my daughter looked it up, and like this hotel was an older hotel that got bought out by Hilton, like I think in 2023. And so they probably inherited a lot of the furniture and things, maybe. I don't know. But if you have furniture that is like, I didn't even want to sit on it, but like all the chairs were like that. So I had no choice. Not that it was like dirty, like it was stained. But it's just not attractive to have to sit on a chair that looks that dirty. They did have omelet stations. They had 2 of them actually going, which was nice because the lines didn't get too long. And the ladies that did the omelets, they were so fast. They would do like 4 omelets at one time. So that was great because, if you only have like one station, then you're waiting forever on that. Again, not too many options. And for the breads, like it only had regular sliced bread toasters, not the kind that you could put a piece of bread through and it'll run through. Because sometimes I want to put my pastries through there, and so that option was not there. Um, but yeah, again, service was fine. Now, dinner is, there's only one theme, and it's the same theme every night. It's Brazilian. So if you've ever done Brazilian, they come around with sticks of meat, and you have a little card on your table that's, you flip it to green if you want them to come around and offer you some meats, and you flip it back to red when you want to pause. And then they give you some slices of different types of meats that they've been rotisserie or grilling. The only thing is like they had some really good selections. They had like some sausages, some chicken, some steaks, but the steaks were so undercooked, which, I mean, I liked mine to be a good medium, but they were very, like, I couldn't even cut it because it was so raw, and they give you only a butter knife, so I had to ask for a real knife to be able to cut the meat and be able to eat it. I also felt like the folks going around with the sticks were not doing the best job of making sure that they were going around and looking at the cards and making sure that, you know, if you want, because I did pause for a little bit and then I went back to green, but they never came back. It was kind of like, oh, they saw the red once. And so they thought I was done for the night. And so they kept skipping around us. And I honestly just gave up because I couldn't even flag anybody to come back over. So I don't know. Maybe just keep it on green all the time. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, I wish that they had like theme nights. If I was staying there longer, I would have wanted more options, like to be able to try different foods here. Now, they did have this 24-hour cafe. It does have crepes, which is really cool, except I don't know if it was the day I went, but the crepes were only available at 12:30 p.m. There's this gift shop across from that 24-hour cafe. They did have, you know, like some sandwiches, the crepes, coffee, ice cream, some other like desserts. So it was a nice option when you wanted like a small snack or whatnot. Some fruit as well and some salads. That little cooler kind of changes throughout the day depending on the time. And you know, cookies, fruit. They even had churros. Again, churros in the afternoon, and I think it was like muffins in the morning in this little warmer here. And then this is the menu if you want to see what's available at this cafe. So, and then this is the menu for the Chala Sky Lounge that I showed earlier in the video. So it's very small, but it was really good. And the only place I could find wings. This is the Mexican restaurant. Very cute inside. It is connected to the buffet. It's on the other side of the buffet. The food was, I would say, okay. I thought it was really, really salty. So other than that, it was okay. This is Flama, which is the steakhouse. This was really good. I happen to have a food credit, so I upgraded to a ribeye, which cost like $25, but everything else, of course, is inclusive. I kind of didn't like this long hallway setup. This is the Japanese where you can do a la carte or you can do hibachi, and this had a view of the bay and what you could see the sunset every night. So if you do this, look at what time sunset is and try and get a table where sunset is because it's really pretty. The hibachi was fun, you know, typical kind of entertainment there. Now, entertainment is this one here was the Alice in Wonderland, which was weird. I didn't like it at all. I mean, a lot of the times they tried really hard, but a lot of times it's just like dancing and it ends up being like a ton of little kids out there. This is the fire show, which was on the sun deck. So those guys were really close to the people that were sitting in the front. It was an okay show. I've been to better, but it was decent, I want to say. Oh, also back to restaurants. Sorry, I didn't go to the Italian, so I didn't have any footage of that one, but that's the other restaurant. Now, this was the silent disco, which I've never done, but I thought it was kind of fun, actually. It took a while for people to actually get out there, but you put on these headphones, and then they had two DJs, and you'd flip back and forth to whichever one you want to tip here. Bring some like antibacterial wipes. I don't think they wipe them down, and you can kind of smell that. It's kind of gross. Here one night they did have like some vendors outside, you know, to be able to buy some souvenirs or whatnot. It's quite a good selection. They're a little pushy, but it was nice for, you know, if you didn't want to leave the resort and maybe buy a few souvenirs for some friends and family. Now they also had a carnival, which I wasn't expecting much at the beginning, but it ended up being really, really impressive, honestly. So I suggest watching this one. These guys were really great and they were super amazing. I thought it was a really good show. And again, I wasn't expecting much because it was just like at the Chala bar with these bars that they were using. But yeah, very entertaining. I would highly suggest going to this one for entertainment night. Now, with Enclave, we did get hydrotherapy sessions for 2 people included. If you wanted to add anybody, it was $50. Massages started at $150 and up. This is like the spa area where you check in. The hydrotherapy was a pretty cool experience, I want to say. I mean, especially that it came with my room. So, oh, also, if you get a massage, it comes with your massage. Um, they have this changing area where they have lockers, they have toothpaste and mouthwash and a comb and things like that. And then it had this little sitting area here. You would go outside, and this is for the hydrotherapy. So there are a couple of steps, and there's somebody that's always checking on you, asking you if you want drinks or whatnot. And you can go through all these steps as many times as you want. But the first one is you shower, and then the second is a sauna room, and then the third is going to be a steam room. They don't recommend you stay in the steam room for more than 10 minutes. And then after that, they have this tiny little tub that's ice cold, and you do a quick plunge. You just do it in and out. And then number 5 is a hot tub. And then number 6 is this where they have all these fountains where you stand under it and it just like massages you. So that was pretty cool. I did like this experience. I don't know that I'd pay $50 for it, but it might be okay. I don't think that's too expensive. So yeah, this is my review. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Again, I'd say this is a 3.5, maybe a 4, like for the spa or whatnot. So enjoy.